Okay. I'm live right now. What's up, bro? Okay, perfect. Today is day 353 trying to make $1 million. Okay, day 13, 353 days to make $1 million. I'm still fighting. So I still fighting, bro. Yo! Let's go. Today is day 13, trying to make $1 million. And the question is, what I will do today to make $1 million? That's the question. What I'm going to do to make $1 million? Hmm. So right now, let me put the counter in this right left corner. Right now I have 75 subscribers. So yesterday I hoped for today to have 80 subscribers, but like you see, I don't have 80 subscribers. I only have 75 subscribers and 0 viewers, bro. So I don't know, bro. I don't know what's happening. I post every single day. Today I post a new short. So for today I need to grow my YouTube channel, I need to grow my YouTube channel. And I still posting every single day, bro. Every single day, and it's fucking hard, bro. It's hard because every single day I need to think about new ideas, write the script, record the video. Wait. What happened with the camera? Okay. Record the video and post the video and write the script. A lot of things, bro. Okay, but I still fighting, bro. I still fighting. So for today, I prepare another video because right now I need to make social media my main priority. Social media is my main priority right now. So I need to grow my YouTube channel. Bro, what's happening with the camera? Okay, wait. Wait. Okay, perfect, perfect. Okay, so social media is my main priority right now. So I need to grow my YouTube channel. That's the reason why I choose this video. Let me share screen. Okay, let's go, bro. Let's go. So I choose this video titled "How Mr. Beast Built His Business Empire: 1 billion on YouTube." Okay, that's interesting. Sounds interesting. So we're going to watch this video and then this video about the psychology of branding. And let's start with this video because right now I need to search for different strategies and try to apply to my own channel, bro. Because I need to grow. I need to grow right now. Because right now I only have 75 subscribers. If you are not subscribed, please subscribe. That helped me a lot. And join the journey, bro. And help me to make $1 million. And if you subscribe, you are helping me to go to the moon, bro. Because one day I'll go to the moon. For now, I'm in this room, surrounded by these walls, with this notebook and this computer and the camera. But one day I'll be on the moon, bro. I'll be on the moon. So that's a promise. I'm going to go to the moon. I will go to the moon one day, bro. That's a promise. And right now, one viewer, bro. One viewer. In the future, a billion. That's a promise. That's also a promise, bro. So,
If I was to tell you that this guy right here was a genius entrepreneur,
remember to take notes, guys. Take notes and then apply the information. The most important thing is not what you learn, is what you apply, bro.
you'd probably call me crazy.
Chandler, hit it off the ceiling. The money is literally stuck in the ceiling.
However, as well as making his insanely entertaining videos, MrBeast is running the biggest YouTube business in history. With each video he uploads, he seems to offer bigger prizes with bigger budgets, which leaves the question, how on earth can one 22-year-old YouTuber have this much money? I mean, views pay, but when you're giving away private islands and houses like it's nothing, there's something going on we need to investigate.
Bro, it's amazing because give away Iceland and Iceland, bro, is like wow, bro. And also one day I want to live in Iceland, bro. I want to live in an Iceland, bro. I think that would be interesting, bro. Just me, an Iceland, probably my wife and Jesus. That's all I need. So, would be interesting one day to live on an Iceland. Very interesting.
What does Jimmy know about making money on YouTube that the rest of us don't? Well, in this video, we're going to explore the business empire behind MrBeast. If you are trying to monetize your own channel, this could be the most important video you watch this year.
Probably, I don't know. I will watch a lot of videos during this year because I go live every single day and I will learn a lot. So I don't know if this is the most important video. Let's see what happens next. But yes, one day I want to live on an island. Would be very interesting, bro. Living on an island. Just me, watching the clouds, very relaxing. Living on an island is very interesting, bro, but you need to make food. You need food, bro. And there are no supermarkets on an island, so also will be hard, you know. Very hard to live on an island, bro. Would be hard, but would be funny, bro. Fun. One day. For now, I'm this room, but in the future, probably on an island.
Now, I've broken down the business behind some other top YouTubers in the past, but MrBeast is perhaps the most interesting case study so far. Over the years, there's been a lot of rumours about where Jimmy's personal fortune has come from. I've seen people claim he's a trust fund baby, an early stage Bitcoin investor, and even some conspiracy theories that his videos are actually fake. While these explanations are clearly not true, when you crunch the numbers on MrBeast's channel, it does seem quite puzzling. He's revealed before that he spends $600k a month just on his employees and rent. And in June he tweeted that in the first 6 months of 2020 he had already spent 10 million on content. Add these together and MrBeast could be...
But one important thing is that MrBeast also have a very powerful brand. He has a chocolate brand. He has a hamburgers brand and the toys brand. And he can make a lot of money, bro. That's amazing, bro. That's why I need to be the most viral guy on the whole internet, bro. I need to be the most viral person on the internet. Because if I become the most viral person on the internet, I can sell anything at any price. And also, my brand would be very powerful, bro. And I can create a lot of things and make a lot of things and gain a lot of money, bro. And that's why I need to be the most viral guy on the whole internet. So please help, please subscribe. If you are not subscribed, please subscribe. That's helped me a lot, bro. A lot. If I want to make $1 million, I need to be the most viral person on the internet.
Spending well over $2 million a month running his channel. Sure, he gets a lot of views, but even with a good CPM, pretty much no one else on YouTube could afford this level of spending. The truth is, Jimmy has turned his channels into money-making machines, and through my research I have broken down the 3 main steps he has taken. The best part is you don't need to have millions in the bank to learn from these lessons. Anyone can apply them to build a better business on YouTube.
One important thing is that most people don't see don't see content creation as a business, bro, and don't see content creators as entrepreneurs. And content creators are entrepreneurs, bro. Here they are starting a business, bro. Content creation is the future right now. If you want to start a business, you need to start your personal brand, bro. That's very important. Content creation is the future, bro.
YouTube. Let's get straight into things.
1 master's, 3 classrooms.
Dubai, Shanghai, and Madrid. Welcome to Tedder College.
In Dubai, you'll launch a consumer
Bye-bye.
brand.
Okay.
How much money did you catch?
$1,929.
And according to Google, that's when the Great Depression hit. Yeah!
Now here's the biggest secret. YouTubers make more money than people think. And what I said earlier isn't entirely true. There are other YouTubers that could afford to spend this much money on their videos, but 99% of people aren't willing to go all in like Mr. Beast. By viewing his business through the eyes of a YouTuber myself, it starts to make more sense. Across his channels he's averaging about 600 million views a month. If we gave him an average RPM of $2, he'd be bringing in an estimated $1.2 million a month through AdSense. It's not too much of a stretch to imagine that Mr. Beast could also be making a further $800k through his sponsorships and merchandise sales, which would just about cover the $2 million monthly spending we estimated. I'm still pretty sure he's going close to bankrupt every month, but the economics do make sense in theory. However, the real genius is in how he got to this stage in the first place, and that starts with step number 1, crowdfunding his ideas. Now the concept of crowdfunding is nothing new, but the way Mr. Beast is applying it to his videos is actually really smart. In business, a crowdfunding scenario is when an entrepreneur has an idea for a product, and lots of like-minded people come together to raise enough money for it to become a reality. Now, by no means am I saying Mr. Beast is not using his own money. His accountant is probably the most stressed out human being in the world. But he has translated this business concept over to his videos. He reinvests everything he makes from his audience back into his channel, which creates a feedback loop. He makes a video, it makes money and people buy his merch, then he makes an even better video using that money and the process is repeated. Just read this tweet about his exclusive merch launch in August and the process is repeated. Just read this tweet about his exclusive merch launch in August. This is crowdfunding. His supporters bought tens of thousands of t-shirts to help make his 40 million video a reality. And if you go back, he's been running the same model the entire time. But why does this work for him? Why are people so willing to support him? The answer is Mr. Beast is purpose driven. He's got a mission and it's clear. He wants to take his videos to a level never seen before on YouTube and make the world a better place while doing so. This gives him incredibly strong audience buy-in, which is a term I use to describe how dedicated a subscriber base is to supporting the creator. With YouTubers, if you buy their merch and watch their mid-roll ads, you sometimes feel like you're just lining their pockets, which is perfectly fine. But with Jimmy, you feel like you're helping him change YouTube and make other people's lives better. Standing for something attracts other people to get behind you. It's like the superfan theory I talked about before. Sure, there are lots of people who just casually watch Mr. Beast's videos, but his clear mission and constant reinvestment means more and more people turn into superfans, who help fund his ideas and back him so strongly. Building this tribe of supporters who want to see him succeed means that when he does sell to his audience, he gets results like this.
See this giant cube of shirts here? I have to sign every single one of these shirts in this cube, and it could literally take me weeks. What the heck, guys? Do you hate me?
You don't have to have goals as crazy as Mr. Beast to apply this idea to your own channel. The key to selling is making people believe in you
But
and
I
what you are
also
trying to
think
achieve.
I have an advantage, and is I have a list of 100 things I want to do before I die, like ride a unicorn, drive an F1 car. So that's my advantage, bro. And I can create crazy videos that people will be interested in, bro.
Ask yourself, how much audience buy-in are you actually creating with your content? Sometimes to make more money on YouTube, you've got to think about more than just money, and MrBeast is living proof. Now, this is all heartwarming and positive, but let's be real. You don't get to this stage without having a really strong strategy to grow your business, which takes us on to step number 2. MrBeast is building a monopoly on YouTube. People don't really like to admit that YouTube is a competitive market. A monopoly on YouTube. People don't really like to admit that YouTube is a competitive market, but the top creators are in direct competition with each other for their viewers' time and attention. To stand out, you need to offer something different and be ahead of the curve. We can call this a channel's unique selling point. What can they provide that others can't? Perhaps it's a new way of editing, superior thumbnail designs, or even being the first to jump on a new trend. The problem is, once other creators see that something works, they all rush to replicate it on their own channel, which in turn leads to saturation and less results for everyone. But if there's a way to make your USP very difficult to replicate, well then you have a YouTube monopoly, and this is what MrBeast has done. In traditional business, the idea of monopolies is a bit controversial, but for creators, it's more of a mindset thing than anything else. The easier to replicate your content is, the more competitors you will end up having. MrBeast is pretty much impossible to imitate. Every time he uploads, it's something that hasn't been done before and probably won't be done again. His format of high budget videos and projects means there is a clear barrier to entry. If you look at his last 3 uploads, you'd need to be a multi-millionaire with a team of 30 plus people to replicate
That's
these
true,
ideas.
bro. That's
Whereas
true.
if you look at someone like KSI's
So
last 3
amazing,
uploads,
bro. Whoa, it's very interesting. But probably in the future, I promise that I will make better videos than MrBeast. Bro, that's a promise. I will do better videos than MrBeast. But for now, I will keep making films, bro. Because I really like films. I can express myself through the films I make. And it's really funny, bro. Really fun.
hundreds if not thousands of other YouTubers could make these videos in a few hours. Now obviously KSI is doing just fine, but there's a reason why every video MrBeast uploads gets over 20 million views. Sure, others can try take inspiration, not pointing any fingers, but right now anyway, MrBeast owns his market. This is one of the reasons his channel has not plateaued and his business continues to grow. He has found a format of content where he has virtually no competition, and this should be the goal for every creator. Now the way you or me get there is going to be different to MrBeast, unless you're a secret billionaire, but I think it's really worth identifying the things about your content that others can't replicate and making them a part of your strategy. Not everyone can build a monopoly, but to stand out you need to think like this. Now it would be wrong for me to make a video on MrBeast's business model and not mention how he has revolutionized the video sponsors. Branddeals used to have a pretty bad rep on YouTube.
Do you know who creates a very huge monopoly, big monopoly, and was one of the richest persons in the world? Right now is dead, but was Rockefeller. Rockefeller had a monopoly, bro. He was, wow, very, very rich, bro. That guy was one of the most richest guys, one of the most richest persons in the world, if not the richest, bro. Rockefeller, bro, and also had a monopoly.
I would say they were just about accepted, but if creators did too many, it didn't take much to be labelled a sellout. They were considered that annoying part of the video you couldn't wait to skip. However, YouTubers such as MrBeast and David Dobrik have really flipped this on its head, using a new strategy for sponsors that we can all learn from. MrBeast makes brands part of the video and the overall story. This is a completely different way of viewing them. They are not dead space. They can actually be a fun and interesting segment that people won't just skip. Look how he integrates Apex Legends here in one of his recent videos.
Buying hundreds of gallons of chemicals was surprisingly expensive, which is why Apex Legends is the sponsor of this video.
Battle Royale.
All three of the boys are going to be playing a game of Apex Legends. And if they win, we're going to give Carl's mom $10,000. But if they lose, we're going to have to dump slime on all their heads. Start searching.
He turned what can often be a boring part of the video into a challenge you don't want to skip. Jimmy also makes it clear that the sponsors help make the videos better. The money he receives for them is added to the budget. With his brand deals, everyone is a winner. MrBeast gets more money for his videos, the sponsor gets the best advertising they can, and the audience don't have their video interrupted. If anything, the sponsor gets the best advertising, everyone is better. The money he receives for them is added to the budget. With his brand deals, everyone is a winner. MrBeast gets more money for his videos, the sponsor gets the best advertising they can, and the audience don't have their video interrupted. If anything, it's improved. This is a philosophy that every YouTuber can apply, which is actually pretty cool because I have my own sponsor now. So pay attention and let's see if I can apply any of these lessons myself. And stick around because there might be something in it for you. I want to thank Skillshare for sponsoring today's video. Skillshare is an online learning community that I always recommend to other YouTubers and entrepreneurs. The entire platform is built to make learning easy and fun. I first started using Skillshare last year and since then I have quadrupled in YouTube subscribers. A lot of the skills I have learned, such as recording high quality voiceovers, making animations and storytelling, have really helped take my channel to the next level. I've just finished this amazing class from the main editor of the Yes Theory channel, Thomas Dyer. He shares so many insider secrets that only the big channels are really taking advantage of. This is the sort of thing you won't find on YouTube. Also, if you want to learn how I make my own videos, I've made a full class talking through my entire process. In under an hour you'll be making your very own animated whiteboard videos. And I'll let you in on a secret, it's really easy. Skillshare is super affordable as it is, but the first 1,000 people to click the link in my description will get a free trial of Skillshare Premium. To thank you for watching this far into the video, I'll be giving away part of my sponsored fee. All you have to do is like and comment on this video for your chance to win a $100 Amazon voucher. Overall, I think MrBeast could well be YouTube's first billionaire, and these 3 steps are part of what is going to get him there. Let me know in the comments if you agree. As always, I hope you enjoyed this breakdown, and until the next one, I'll see you at the top.
Okay, interesting video. I can try to apply this. Create challenge around the sponsor. Chips, bro. I can create some challenge. Would be interesting, bro. Probably in the future when I get a sponsor, I can try this. New notification. Okay, perfect. Let's continue with this video.
Aprovecha las ofertas de Hostinger. Da vida a tu idea con la IA de Hostinger Horizons. Tan solo tienes que
Why do some brands just feel so premium? You see, we all had the same feeling. We go into a store, we see a product, and we instantly think that must be expensive. Premium brands like Nike or Ralph Lauren or Lululemon or others have mastered more than good design. They've actually mastered how to advertise in a way that makes you want to pay 10 times the price for a certain product. So how do these premium brands make you want to pay 10 times the price? You see, these brands have spent billions trying to crack the human brain and understand customer psychology. The same timeless principles that these brands use, I've been using them to scale over 50 plus e-commerce stores in the past 5 years, running campaigns that have generated millions of dollars for all the brands that we worked with. And in this video, I'll break down the core principles for premium advertising. We'll go through timeless campaigns to today's social media landscape and how you can use the same psychology to position your brand as a premium business, command higher prices, and create a category of one. You see, when you take a look at the world's most prestigious premium brands, you find out that they're kind of scattered in terms of industry. You've got German car companies, you've got fine Italian clothing brands, you've got premium coffee brands. They all look different on the surface, yet we all agree that they are all premium. The common denominator that all of these businesses have is that they can command higher prices. And that's because when you strip away the logos and the trends, what you find is timeless principles that are used and reused to cultivate that premium feeling. So there's 3 main principles that all premium brands share. One of them, the most important one, is exclusivity. You see, there's something inherently magical about exclusive items. It's a feeling of owning something that not everyone can own. And you see, exclusivity is not scarcity. It's more about creating a narrative. It's more about creating a story around the product that elevates that product beyond its functional value. And what happens is the product itself becomes secondary. The ownership, the status, the story, the luxury of it, everything that isn't the product is the most important factor that makes it more desirable. Some of the most recognized brands of all time have been applying this principle for decades. To get a grasp of one of the best examples, we need to go back to 1929 and look at Packard Motor Company. At the height of the 20th century, the automobile market was dominated by mass market manufacturers like Chevrolet and Ford. What happened is cars became more and more affordable, leaving little space to competitors. And so brands like Packard Motor Company were threatened to become irrelevant. And so this company, led by Henry Joy, took a very bold, counterintuitive approach. They launched a campaign for discriminating clientele. And the goal was to speak to a very niche sub-segment of the market that was valuing craftsmanship, the story behind the car, how it was made, the features, the benefits, all of the luxury that was in it. By using a very specific messaging pattern, what happened is Packard was appealing to the elites, and these elites represented a very unique space in a crowded market. The campaign obviously was a major success, and Packard is now remembered as one of the first companies to position a business or a brand not just as the product that it sells, but as the story and the prestige that it embodies. So exclusivity isn't about making your product scarce or telling people that it's out of stock. It actually comes from noticing that your product is actually better than the competition, but from an angle that hasn't been used before, that is kind of unique. A great example comes from Mad Men, where Don Draper is working on a campaign that's the Lucky Strike campaign. Despite increasing the skepticism and the backlash from the public about tobacco and its health issues, they repositioned the product as premium by emphasizing a unique quality.
Everybody else's tobacco is poisonous. Lucky Strikes is toasted.
And this subtle reframing essentially allowed customers and the crowd to identify this product as a premium luxury product rather than just another cigarette. But exclusivity is not alone. Remember, we have 3 principles. If you only speak to how exclusive your product is, you're not gonna get the impact that you're trying to go for. The product must also speak to who the customer is, their aspirations, their goals, their vision, their values, their principles. Everything about them needs to be identified and condensed into the product. So the second principle is identification. Exclusivity, it gets the attention, but what keeps the attention locked in is identity. You see, premium brands don't just sell a product, they sell a reflection of who the customer thinks they are. And they double down on that story to emphasize the identity that the product creates in the customer. You see, premium brands understand that when a customer buys an expensive product, they're not just buying an expensive product. They are consciously and willingly signaling something about themselves. So in other words, think about the product becoming the mirror of who the customer is. So by the 1950s, Chanel Numéro 5 was a product that was a premium product. However, new products started coming and flooding the shelves. There was also a shift in customer behavior because women were becoming increasingly independent and looking for products that reflected that confidence and sophistication. And so Chanel faced a problem that many premium brands face is how do you maintain desirability without diluting exclusivity and reach out to a broader audience? What they did was actually genius because instead of thinking about any product features or highlighting the ingredients or highlighting this about the product or this specific thing, they thought about how to position their product to appeal to the identity of who they were selling.
Okay, I will take notes about that, bro. How to pause. Okay,
and they launched one of their most famous campaigns. Every woman alive adores Chanel Numéro 5, and this was extremely bold at the time, but it was genius. Every single level of society at the time aspired to be someone that could afford this product, and so it created this insane demand for this specific product because their campaign positioned the fragrance as a symbol of elegance, femininity, and sophistication. And so appealing to your customers means that you are reflecting the traits that customers aspire to see in themselves. You're painting a picture of who they want to become as a person, and you're positioning your product as the vehicle or the bridge between their situation and where they want to go. Knowing who your customer is and reflecting that back through your product to make them feel as though they need to belong to your club is an amazing strategy that you can use within your products as well. However, if you want to take it to the next level, we're going to talk about the third principle, which is essentially how to tell a good story. Because exclusivity gets the attention, it makes people desire a product. A good story. Because exclusivity gets the attention, it makes people desire a product. Identity makes them tie their sense of who they are into that specific product. But storytelling is what makes your brand unforgettable. And so the three tied together, it creates the perfect storm to unleash unfathomable scale for your company. You see, storytelling isn't about creative logos or creative visuals or whatever. It's about connecting your product. It's about creating a story. It's about creating a narrative around your product that connects the product itself with your customer and who they aspire to be. It's about creating a story that connects with your customer and who they aspire to be.
Product with the customer and the aspiration. Oh, then. Customer. Perfect.
It's about creating a story that connects the product with the brand, with the consumer's life. And so what normally is a rather casual act of just purchasing a product becomes an experience that is embedded with emotion, meaning, and memory. And you see, timeless premium brands have understood this and have been applying this for decades now. They understand that across industries and eras.
Okay, at this point, right now, okay, how can I apply these concepts to my personal brand or to my product? Probably, I'm planning to launch a juice brand. I already told you about that. And today I contact with the people that can help me with all the information to launch that juice brand. And I can also apply this concept to the juice with the story, with this whole project called Living with Death. The 100 things I want to do before I die. And also remember that in Simon's video in day 355 we watched a video in which Simon was speaking with a kid that has a toothpick brand, and he create a lot of marketing around that brand using a simple strategy. He drop a toothpick to a map, and where it lands he will go. And once very interesting, and the audience was like, why, what? I can do something similar to that with the storytelling part when I launch the shoes, so I can create a brand around that. Like, it's very interesting, but also, how can I apply these concepts to my brand or the future brand that I'm planning to launch? So probably walk like equal to the amount of subscribers I have, or something like that, probably. And then I can apply these concepts that right now I don't have ideas. Let's continue watching the video, and probably in the future I will have more ideas about how to apply these concepts to the brand that I want to create.
Whereas the most effective marketing campaigns, the most effective portrayal of a product is really when you invite the customer to be a part of the story you're creating. And you base that story based on who they are as a person and who they aspire to be, creating an experience and inviting them to be in an exclusive club. So by the mid-2000s, Nespresso was facing a similar challenge. Nespresso faced a classic challenge for any premium brand. Coffee was everywhere. Espresso machines were becoming common. The product itself was functional, but how do you differentiate yourself? How do you make it feel like it's a more sophisticated and more luxury and more premium product? Well, Nespresso understood that they needed more than the tasty pod or an effective machine or a good machine. They understood that they were not in the market of selling coffee. They needed to shift to selling a story that everyone wanted to be a part of. The solution, George Clooney. Who else do you need? And so what they did is they cast George Clooney as the face of the brand. Someone who was sophisticated, witty, good-looking, a discerning coffee lover, someone that embodied the lifestyle that Nespresso wanted to communicate. And so Clooney wasn't just like your regular celebrity actor or just someone with a pretty face. He was literally the embodiment of the story Nespresso wanted to create. He was a symbol of the aspirations of the typical consumer of coffee. And so that's why every single commercial was extremely attractive. It was a story. It wasn't just an ad. You were looking at a story, an embodiment of what you wanted out of your life, and you were watching it live on TV. And the slogan, what else, wasn't just another slogan. It was simple, it was memorable, and it reinforced the idea that Nespresso wasn't just a choice. It was a conscious decision for those who appreciate refinement and the good things in life. Look, these three fundamental principles have not changed. They're still there, and they're still being used and used and used and used. And so what used to work on billboards and print ads and TV commercials is now being applied on social media. And today's premium brands still rely on these three principles to position themselves as the only solution for the sophisticated buyer. But the way they deliver those ideas has evolved. The first example, Lululemon. Lululemon doesn't do limited editions as much as it does limited experience. The Sweat Life campaign invited only brand ambassadors, loyal customers, and people that belong to the Lululemon family to really show their lifestyle, effectively saying this is a club you join, not a discount that you get. When it comes to identity, owning Lululemon says a lot about you as a person. It tells people that you're a high performer or an aspiring high performer and that you are mindful. And so the videos that you see, these aren't models.
Okay, right now I have a new idea. Okay, for a business. Probably it's stupid or probably not. Today there are a lot of content creators and a lot of creators that are starting to create content on this whole world of social media, in this world of social media. In this world of social media,
Or people that are faking.
probably a lot of creators don't have a space to work with, don't have a probably don't have a lot of things like a camera, the lights, a microphone, and also not only content creators but also streamers. There are a lot of streamers that are starting and they don't have a lot of things. And I was thinking about a company called WeWork, bro. And what WeWork did was they create a space for people that work at home and they don't want to be at home all the time. So they create a space in which they can go to work and also talk with other people and things like that. And probably this is a stupid idea, but nowadays there are a lot of streamers and a lot of content creators and they don't have a lot of things and probably don't have enough space. And probably what I can do right now, this is just a business idea, probably a stupid business idea, but I was thinking that I can create something like WeWork, but for streamers and content creators. A space where they can create content, where they can go live and do all the things that they need to do, because probably the avatar for this business is people that are starting is people or people that are starting in all of this war of social media, and probably don't have a lot of things, don't have enough space, and that type of people, bro. People that are starting on social media. Probably that's the next WeWork. A name for that business. We create or something like that, bro. I don't know, but there are a lot of people that is starting. So they are just starting creating content, creating going live or something. Probably in their house they don't have enough space or something like that. I can create something like WeWork, but for content creators and streamers. Boom, a new idea. And because they also work in this, and WeWork is a space where people that work at home can go and then work at that place. Content creation, most people right now live from content creation. That's a reality. And I can create a space like that. They don't have to work all days in their homes or something. They can go to a space like WeWork back for content creators. It's just an idea, probably it's stupid, but I will probably in the future I can try to create a business around that. I will take notes about this idea. Okay, I have a lot of ideas, bro, for business. That's perfect. Okay, that's only
just for the sake of the ad. They're yoga teachers, runners, community leaders. These people embody who the customer aspires to be. And it makes the customer...
Okay, I get lost, so...
First example. And so what used to work on billboards and print ads and TV commercials is now being applied on social media. And today's premium brands still rely on these three principles to position themselves as the only solution for the sophisticated buyer. But the way they deliver those ideas has evolved. The first example, Lululemon. Lululemon doesn't do limited editions as much as it does limited experience. The Sweat Life campaign invited only brand ambassadors, loyal customers, and people that belong to the Lululemon family to really show their lifestyle, effectively saying this is a club you join, not a discount that you get. When it comes to identity, owning Lululemon says a lot about you as a person. It tells people that you're a high performer or an aspiring high performer and that you are mindful. And so the videos that you see, these aren't models or people that are faking it just for the sake of the ad. They're yoga teachers, runners, community leaders. These people embody who the customer aspires to be. And it makes the customer see themselves as part of that tribe that is fit, healthy, disciplined, and balanced. They're not your typical static ads or your typical buy this, get one free, whatever. They're really about showing the lifestyle. They're mini documentaries, usually 15 to 30 seconds, and they show people in their routines. They show someone in their morning run, they show someone meditating, someone training, and it really puts the perspective of the customer because now they see the product as being part of a certain lifestyle rather than just the product for what it is, which is a garment. Represent Clothing is another example that is very valuable to analyze. Represent built its business by drops. So they don't stock forever. They drop. Once it's gone, it's gone. And so that's a great tactic for built-in exclusivity. When it comes to identity, it is a clear bias that they took when it comes to portraying who the brand is for and who it isn't for. You can see the visuals, the founder's story, the YouTube channel, the documentaries. All the content that they put out is for a specific segment of the market, and they set out to dominate that segment of the market. And so they are hyper-focused and hyper-aware of who they want to convert into a buyer. Their social ads are just stories being told. You see the founders really involved in just showing the lifestyle and really embodying that lifestyle and being the beacon that shows customers what the brand is for. And so it creates that narrative that customers just love and want to be a part of. And that's really, really powerful storytelling. So seeing all of these brands like Lululemon and represent how they weave exclusivity and identity and storytelling into their ads, it makes one thing very, very clear. Premium ads are not about the visual. They're about creating a world where your customers want to step into. So the real question is, how do you take all of this theory and you extract all of these principles and you apply them in real life? How do you apply them to your own products? That's the real question. And we have a 3-step process that we personally use for premium brands that want to portray themselves as premium, or brands that aspire to be premium brands and that need help to really just craft their strategy and their positioning. We have a 3-step process. It's very, very simple. So the first thing, the foundational step, is research and psychology mapping. It's what I call psychology mapping because essentially what you want to create is you want to create a clear picture of the psychology strategy and their positioning for premium brands that want to portray themselves as premium, or brands that aspire to be premium brands and that need help to really just craft their strategy and their positioning. We have a 3-step process. It's very, very simple. So the first thing, the foundational step, is research and psychology mapping. It's what I call psychology mapping because essentially what you want to create is you want to create a clear picture of the psychological breakdown or the psychological profile of who your customer is. And you want to understand what are their triggers when it comes to recognizing exclusivity. I might go to someone and they might see a watch, a luxury watch, like for example, a Patek Philippe with some crazy complications that, you know, a watchmaker spent thousands of hours making. However, they might care about something else. And so we need to understand, what does exclusive mean to the customers? And so we create an aspirational identity for every single customer segment. We understand that, you know, we've got people that are not aware of anything that's going on when it comes to your product. And we've got people that are very aware of your product. They're very aware of how it compares to your competitors. And so we need to understand what your customers value. That's the first step. The main challenge then is to identify kind of the mood of your social ads, because ads by essence have to be a little bit more aggressive than your organic content or your typical publication that just isn't conversion driven. It needs to be conversion driven, okay? And so what that means is you're gonna be selling at some point, or you're gonna weave some selling psychology in it to encourage a certain decision. Now, when we do that, we cannot waver from the direction that you set out with your business. Like for example, you know, if Lululemon just starts blasting, 40% off, 50% off, 60% off, like all of these crazy discount offers, every single month, that will tarnish their brand. In the long term, it's not good. Short term, they might make a few sales, sure, but in the long term, it'll hurt their brand identity, okay? So we need to make sure that we identify the marketing vector that is going to be consistent throughout every single ad that we launch. And so once we do that, once we have that marketing vector, we need to see and set a spectrum of ad variants that we're going to use so that we have the latitude of testing as many ads as possible. But we also want to understand that not every single format or not every single concept of an ad is going to resonate with customers. And so we need to create this matrix, if you will. I call it a spectrum, just essentially saying no to certain things because it's not on brand per se, and identifying where we can have the latitude in testing. And so we need to create a balance between the marketing vector that we set out and the creative testing framework. And that's a logistical problem, essentially. The other thing is optimizing for performance.
The new ChatGPT image model is now on Artlist, and it's a full-on creative celebration. So get ready to create.
So essentially, when you start launching campaigns, what you need to understand is you're not just going to look at purchases, okay? You're going to look at fundamental metrics that tell you how your story is doing. You know, your hook rate, your video hold rate, click-through rate, obviously. There's also your retention if you do cohort analysis and you want to see exactly if people are coming back, especially if you're in fashion and you've got people coming back. That's a great sign that you're really weaving that storytelling and that identity and people are just resonating with your brand. That's a good signal. And so when you're optimizing for performance, you don't always want to be ROAS, 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 or purchases, purchases, purchases. Yes, that's very important, obviously, but you also want to take into account the bigger picture. You want to understand, okay, how is your brand scaling? Not just your revenue, how is your brand actually scaling, your brand equity? Are you converting new people into the ecosystem, right? That's the question you need to ask yourself. We did it very well. We've been helping a brand called Slate Swim, which is a premium swimwear brand based in LA. And we've been helping them for the past 4 years. And it's essentially this evolution. How can we know our customers better than they know themselves so we can show them a story that attracts them? How can we then set a marketing vector that is consistent, but doesn't really constrain us in how much we can test? And which formats and which ads and data points are we going to evaluate performance? And so for this brand, for example, we took them from literally 0 to 7 figures in sales and taking them to multiple 7 figures in the next few months. So that's the process of really understanding how to position your brand into a premium player in your industry and just carve a category of one. If you want me and my team to implement this process for you, you can book a call by going into the first link in the description. You'll be speaking with me and we'll see if this process is a good fit for you. Because at the end of the day, premium ads are about creating a feeling in your customer. It's not about getting the sale, it's really about getting the sale, but also doing it in a way that creates a feeling that makes them come back. If you take anything from this video, let it be this. Exclusivity makes people want your product. Identity makes them see themselves in it. And storytelling makes them remember you. And so when you combine identity makes them see themselves in it. And exclusivity, feeling that makes them come back. If you take anything from this video, let it be this. Exclusivity makes people want your product. Identity makes them see themselves in it. And storytelling makes them remember you. And so when you combine all of these timeless principles, your brand is essentially going to be attracting customers at will that it can service. And so I want you to ask yourself this question right now. What world am I creating for my customers, and why would they even care to be a part of it? Hope you enjoyed the video. I'll see you on the next one.
Welcome to High Level. We're an all-in-one platform that gives you everything you need to capture, nurture, and close leads like never before. In High Level, you'll find features like a full CRM, funnel, website, course, marketing automations and email builders, a consolidated email, SMS, WhatsApp, and social chat stream, reputation management, social media posting, and so much more. And the best part is, High Level is fully white labeled, which means you can brand the platform and mobile app with your logo and company colors, then resell it to your customers for a monthly subscription that goes straight into your agency's bank account. The powerful combination of software plus your service and expertise will drive your customers' retention and...
Perfect.
If I was to tell you...
Okay, perfect. that were the 2 videos I have for today. But we know that we can learn a lot more. Pauline, let's watch this video.
I've got 9 mindset lessons I learned in 2025. I want to go through each one.
A video from Dan Martel. Because right now,
Tell you a story and tell you what.
I only have 353 days left to make $1 million, bro. Just 353 days. Probably seems like a lot of time, but bro, time goes really quick. So I need to prepare myself to make $1 million in just 1 year, because I really believe that I can make $1 million in just 1 year. I just need to go all in, bro. That's why what I'm doing right now. I'm all in on this project, bro. Even if I only have 75 subscribers, bro. Please subscribe. Because if I want to make $1 million, I need your help. I can't do this alone. Bro. So please subscribe. I need your help to become the most better person on the internet, in order to make $1 million, bro. I only have 1 year to make $1 million, bro. Ah! Okay.
Impact it had on my life so that maybe it could serve you at where you're at right now. The first one is every level requires a new level of letting go.
Lesson 1. Every level requires a new level of letting go. Level 1. Perfect.
Learning to let go continuously becomes a theme in my life. What beliefs do I have that keep me stuck? What are areas of my life that I know better, that if I just learned to let go would change? Change everything in my business. And that for me, This year was a big takeaway, is that every new level has a new devil, and part of that devil, to defeat it, requires to let go. That's one. Two, people will attack you when you surpass them. It's human nature. See, it sucks that like there's probably people that you worked with a long time ago, went to school with a long time ago, or probably good friends of yours today that were your cheerleader, your fans. They supported you. They wanted to see you do well in life. Until the moment you surpass them. I don't know if you can resonate with this, but I guarantee there's something you've done recently where somebody criticized you for doing it. And you might take it as like, why would they do that? That's not nice. Like, why can't they support me? I'm telling you that on the come up, the people that were your biggest fans have to criticize you, because in the moment that you surpass, you've essentially showed them where they let go. You showed them where they chose comfort, where they chose simple, where they chose an easy life, and you didn't. You literally woke up and decided, I'm gonna do the hard thing, even though I don't wanna do it. I could just lay in bed, that's easy. I could eat whatever I want, that's easy. I could watch whatever I want, that's easy. But no, you made the right decision, and then you've grown. And in doing so, you show people where they gave up. And this year, I got attacked. I got attacked in the comments, I got attacked from peers. I got attacked from people that literally I thought were like my friends. I'm talking like close friends. And I kept coming back to this. The moment you surpass somebody, you've essentially shown them where they could have went with you. Like, that's the crazy part, is I want to see everybody win. And instead of them going like, oh, so cool that you did this, teach me how. No, they got to talk about me behind my back. And they think you don't hear it. That's the crazy part, is they think that nobody's going to tell me. If you surpass other people, they will celebrate you on the come up, and then as soon as you go too far, they can't help but start to attack. And just know that it's coming, and it's their own journey, and I actually have no feelings around it other than I really hope they get back on the train, because it's a lot of fun to win. Third, the energy you put into a project, the energy that you feel connected, like right now, me and you, this energy hopefully is felt by the person watching. So the energy in is felt from the people out. That to me is such a big idea. As I worked on my book this year, that's a big felt from the people out. That to me is such a big idea. As I worked on my book this year, that's where I continue to come back to it, is I've been so excited about the content that I've been working on and creating, and the ideas. Actually, I said I have 9, I have a bonus one for you today that comes from that I'm continuously reminded when I grab snippets and I share it on my Instagram, and the reactions I get, or I'm speaking and I go, there's something I wrote about this morning, and I share it and everybody's like, oh my gosh, that's so good. And when I think about where the inspiration or the feeling, even this list today, when I sat down this morning and I was connected to the energy of like the reflection and then also the excitement to share it with you today, like the energy that goes in to a creative project goes out to the audience, goes out to the viewer, out to the reader. And I think that's something that most people don't understand. Like, if you're working on something and you don't feel it, guess what? The person that's going to use it won't feel it. The person's going to watch it that won't feel it. The customer won't feel it. So honor yourself and make sure you're only doing things that you like resonate with. Don't diminish the standard to make everybody happy. Like, fight for what you feel is great. That is number 3. Number 4, your life. Oh, that's so good. Your life is the byproduct of your most dominant thoughts, actions, and feelings. Period, full stop. How you show up and feelings. Period, full stop. How you show up with your thoughts, how those thoughts drive your actions, how your actions drives your emotions. Those, and when I say dominant, the ones you think about most often, That's what shapes your life. When you hear me say the world isn't as it is, the world is as you are, that's what I mean. When you realize that being the person who has $10 million is how you get $10 million, not having it, will change everything. Because most people wouldn't want things if it didn't give them the emotions that it comes with. Like if you're thirsty and you want water and the water doesn't quench your thirst, you don't want water. You want whatever's going to quench your thirst. You want the feeling that comes with the thing. If you want a nice house, it's not the nice house you want the sense of accomplishment and maybe safety. You want the feeling. If the house didn't provide that, you wouldn't want it. And that's why your life is 100% the byproduct. You're most dominant. Write that down, underline it, all caps, bold it. Dominant. Actions, feelings, and thoughts. And that I will continue to come back to. Number 5. Oh, this is so good. These are all great, but as I read them, I'm just like reconnected with it. You've never gotten better when things were easy. Never, ever, ever. In the history of mankind, there's no person that has said to themselves, I completely transformed my life when things were great. It's never happened. It will never happen because pain is the perfect teacher. Pain will literally teach you the lesson that you've been avoiding. And anytime life got hard and I realized that it was teaching me exactly what I needed to, at that moment, I got excited. So I want to encourage you to use this philosophy because this will change everything if you can get to this place, is that when things are hard, you respond with good. Challenge, good. Setback, good. Somebody mad at you, good. Massive friggin' debacle, good. Why? We're the opponent. We're the opponent. See, I know that a lot of people go on this journey of life, and if they actually start to have a little bit of success, they get to a place where it can kind of feel complacent, where things are good. They had nothing, they have something, and then they feel good about themselves. The problem is they're not looking for bigger challenges. You know, they're not looking for new levels, new devils, bigger monsters. To me, anytime I have a massive challenge, I go good. If my problems are not big enough, I get worried. Bigger the problem, the bigger the life. And you've never gotten better if there weren't challenges. And if you can reframe those in the moment, instead of like stepping back from them, but actually leaning into them because you say, good, we're the opponent, it'll change everything for you. I know a lot of people watch me because they feel a level of connection and confidence in my words because I can't teach what I haven't lived. So everything I'm teaching, hopefully you get that from my stories. These are deep moments where I had to go from the version I was through that challenge to the person I am. And one of those areas that is the point that I want to share is around confidence. Number 6, confidence is the reputation that you have with yourself. It's the reputation you have with yourself. It's the conversation you have with yourself. That conversation around being consistent, doing what you say you're going to do, following the commitments you make yourself in private, right? So for example, when I speak and people go like, man, when you talk, it's, I can feel you. And it's just, it doesn't look like you're scared or nervous. It's like, well, because my confidence comes from my intention. My confidence comes from my consistency. And before I get on stage, I ask my creator to use me to serve the people. And then it's just a conversation of trying to figure out how can I add value and pour into other people because my reputation with me is intact. See what I'm saying? Like the confidence is your reputation you have with yourself. And if you don't trust yourself, if you don't appreciate your discipline, if you don't appreciate the right choices, if you don't, reflect and celebrate your accomplishments, then how do you build that reputation? Here's what I know. If most people had somebody speak to their spouse, their partner, their brother, their sister, the way they speak to themselves, you would punch that fucker in the face. And yet you talk to yourself that way. Again, confidence is a byproduct of the reputation you have with yourself. So work on that reputation. Be more consistent. Be more giving. Make what you do for others. Be a good person. See, most people have a hard time sharing who they are because they have a lot of shame around who they are. And that internal narrative holds people from shining their light massively. Huge.
7 special number. Cristiano Ronaldo numbers. You. Okay.
Number 7, it's either a hell yes or it's a heck no. The more you honor this, kind of like the excitement. Another way to ask yourself this is, if whatever you've been asked to do is tonight, would you do it? And if the answer is like no, then don't say maybe, don't say yes, just say it's not a fit. And guess what? No is a complete sentence and it ends with a period. You're allowed to say no. Well, what if they get upset, blah, blah, blah. Hey, that's their journey. All I know is that I've never been upset when I've said yes enthusiastically, things that were like, of course I want to do that, versus like mediocre replies like, yeah, I guess we could do that. No. Fun fact, I was just at the gym. Some guy recognized me and he's like, hey man, if you're in town for the next couple of days, I'd love to have you on my podcast. My internal thermometer said no. I said, I appreciate the opportunity, but unfortunately the calendar's scheduled. The answer is no, because it wasn't a hell yes. It could have been a hell yes, but it wasn't. Am I upset about my decision? No, because my gut said, man, honor yourself. You know, I've been doing this talk for a really well-known guy who is incredibly amazing. I've been supporting his project for the last 2 years. And this year it went from hell yes for the last 2 years to, I just don't think it's fit anymore. And that was a tough one because there was a commitment and a conversation and a kind of a mutual support for each other. But even really incredible opportunities, like I know everybody watching this would be like, I can't believe you're gonna say no. Yep. Not because it's not great, it's because it's just not a fit anymore for me and what I want to do. And when I start to feel like that, I've learned the more I can honor that and just approach it right away when I start to feel that way and not let it linger, that it usually creates the space for something more amazing to come into. See how that works? Number 8, you can't complain about the outcomes for the work you didn't do.
Wait. You can't complain about the outcomes.
So good. You can't complain about the outcomes for the work you didn't do. As a content creator, my expectations for myself are way up here. And even though our team hit the goals for the year, okay, my expectations are here. We hit our goals that were here. There's a delta. That's the outcome that I wanted. And then I had to reflect myself on this, right? I can't complain for the outcomes for the work I didn't do. Why didn't I do the work?
That's the reason why I post every single day and go live every single day. Even if I have no viewers, even if my videos got like only 100 views or whatever. That's the reason why I'm doing what I need to do to get the outcome I want.
Work. Well, I had to remind myself, I decided to travel the world this year with my family. That's not a great environment to create content. I decided to focus 97% on Martell Ventures, my AI venture studio, not on media. I only allocate 3 hours a week to create content for my team, not a scenario where they have unlimited access to me. So how can I complain about an outcome I want for the work that I'm not willing to do? That's just honesty. And you got to look at yourself and say like, oh, I wish my content was popping off. Are you actually giving it a 10 out of 10? Or are you doing some 6 out of 10s? Are you lobbing up? Are you inconsistent? Like just don't complain. Be honest with yourself. If the work ethic isn't there, quality, drive, consistency, you can't complain for the outcome you didn't get. And number 9, don't take criticism from people whose life you don't want to live. As I read in the comments and there's all these people and they're talking about, I don't like it.
Number 10, another special number. Messi's number. Messi's number, bro. Yo, that's number 9. Okay, but the next is number 10. Messi's number, bro.
Want to live. As I read in the comments, and there's all these people, and they're talking about, I don't like his hair, I don't like what he said, I don't agree, the statistics, and who would want to live. And I'm thinking there, and I'm like, at first I was like, nah, I go, do I want their life? Like, can I just assume what kind of life a person that would take the time out of their day to leave a comment on my social media is living? And if I wouldn't trade places, why would I accept that criticism? Now that's an easy one to dismiss, the people in the comments. The harder one is somebody that you consider a massive mentor in your life. Years ago, I hired somebody I look up to. He is incredibly wealthy. He taught me a lot. And as I got to know him, got closer to him, I started to see the cracks in the character. And as a young person that's easily influenced by people that were way further along, I kind of made exceptions. I accepted things that I wouldn't have accepted from a friend, things that were said, comments that were made, requests of me that I just absolutely didn't agree with. It was just these little tiny things that I just kept overlooking them. And then eventually I said to myself, I don't want that person's life. I wanted to learn the skill that they taught me. I wanted to be mentored around the thing that I saw them do world-class levels at. But when I got close enough to actually see the life they lived and the challenges they had with their health and the challenges they had with their friendships and the challenges they had with their family, I was like, no. And eventually I just created some space. Stopped replying to the text messages, stopped checking in, stopped showing up. And I created space because I had to be honest with myself. Why would I take feedback? Why would I take coaching? Why would I be mentored by somebody whose life I do not want just because of a financial level of success they achieved when other areas of their life are not?
Not all is about money, bro. What an important lesson, bro. Wow. Don't take criticisms from people whose life you don't want to live. We're not only about speaking money, bro. And we're not only about speaking. We're not speaking about money, bro. We're not speaking about money. We're speaking about the lifestyle, bro. What a powerful message, bro. It's not only about money. We're not speaking about money. We are speaking the type of life, bro. Boom. Okay, let's continue.
Things that I aspire to. It's a dangerous strategy and a lot of people fall into. Those are 9. Those are 9 strategies from...
Oh, bro. 9 strategies. There's no number 10, bro. There is no number 10. Only 9.
Levels and devils.
But probably are some lesson hidden, bro. Some lesson hidden. I don't know.
And people will attack you and the byproduct of life and all these things. Review this. Confidence is your reputation you have of yourself. But I want to give you a bonus.
Boom! I knew it, bro. I knew it. Yo! I knew it, bro. Oh, bro, I knew it. Yo, Mrs. number 10.
healed
Messi.
pain becomes company.
No, Messi's not you, but it's like, yo, bro, number 10. I knew it. I knew that will be a number.
You and the
10.
byproduct of life and all these things. Review this. Confidence is your reputation you have of yourself. But I want to give you a bonus one. Is unhealed pain becomes company policy. Now, company policy could be your family company. Like, think about it. Unhealed pain becomes company policy. If you have unhealed pain, you might be creating rules for your kids that make no sense. If you have unhealed pain around how you learn to deal with the world, you might be creating policies in your business.
How can I apply this to myself, bro? I don't just want to learn. I want to apply. So my task for tomorrow is to search for unhealed pain, because unhealed pain becomes company policy, bro.
That are going to keep you stuck. Where you're always asking people like, hey, work on this, but come see me. Hey, work on this, but come see me. Hey, before you make a decision, come see me. Like, there's all these weird permutations of the unhealed pain, but it literally shows up in the way you talk with your team.
So my task for tomorrow is to search for unhealed pain, because unhealed pain becomes company policy. Wow, that's the most powerful thing I learned in this video, bro. It's very powerful, bro. This video, bro. I really like this video. So powerful. And what's Messi number? Wow. The last one is very, very, very powerful, bro. Yo, very powerful.
And the policies you enforce amongst your team. If you ever get to spend time with me, you'll notice one thing. I am almost, from your lens, typically irresponsibly hands-off, because you don't understand the work that went in behind the scenes. The conversations, the chats, the coaching, the support, the training, etc., where I can feel absolutely comfortable in letting go in a way where I don't expose myself to massive pain as well, because that's also unhealed pain. Being a doormat is unhealed pain. Being a dictator is an unhealed pain. And when you realize, like I said earlier, the world will show you where you're not free, and you choose to do that work, you'll start to feel weightless. It's like having a backpack full of big rocks, and every time you work on something, you take that rock out and you put it down, the backpack feels a lot lighter. And you keep doing the work and you keep walking, and you keep climbing that mountain, the backpack feels a lot lighter. That weightless way of living is what I want for you. A lot of the spiritual gurus of the world will call it enlightenment. I just call it doing the work. And if you'll honor these mindsets, these 9 mindsets that I share with you, plus the bonus one, I guarantee 2026 is going to be a completely different year for you.
I will apply these lessons, bro, because it's not about what you learn, it's about what you apply, bro. So 10 lessons we learned today. I'm gonna apply these lessons, bro, to myself, to my business, to my life, bro. Wow, very powerful video. And the last lesson, my pen, bro. Damn it. Bro. One missing piece, bro. Damn. I found it. Okay, it's okay. Perfect. It worked.
If you internalize them and work on them and apply them, 2026 will be a breakout year for you. Even if 2025 was an amazing year, 2026 even better. So let me know on everything I just shared with you. What's the one thing you needed to hear most? Below in the comments, I want to read every one of them. I want to hear from you.
I will drop it in the comments. Whoa, bro. Whoa, 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 whoa. Whoa, bro. It's very powerful. Fire, fire, fire. Fire. Bam, bam.
Post your answer below. And with that, I'll see you guys next week. Peace. Later.
Whoa.
Have you ever heard content creators say, comment the word burgers below and I'll send you over something for free? And then when you comment the word burgers, you instantly receive.
Today, Patrick is going to share everything he knows about.
0 viewers right now, bro. Okay. No problem. Very powerful, bro. Right now I feel very tired, bro. Very tired. But wow, we learned a lot, bro, today. A lot. Was very, very powerful. What a powerful video, bro. You just need to apply this information. This is a message for me in the future. Please, I hope you apply this information to your business, to your life, bro. To your goals, to your business, to your life. Please, bro. I really hope that. So right now, 1 viewer. I know that in the future I will have 3 billion viewers. And in the future, right? In the future I have $1 million, $1 billion, $1 billion, bro. But in a year, I know that I already have $1 million. In the future, I know that I already have $1 million. I know that, bro. I really believe that for 2027, I will have $1 million, and that's wow, bro, $1 million. Because right now I only have $1, but in the future $1 million, bro. 75 subscribers right now. Probably in the future more than Mr. Beast. I will have more subscribers than Mr. Beast. I know that. I also know that. Because that's my destiny. That's fate, bro. That's the fate. Okay, for now is all for today. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much, bro. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you work here with me, and I really appreciate that you watch this video in the future. So thank you so much. Please subscribe. I really need your help to make $1 million in just 1 year. So please subscribe. I will continue posting every single day and going live every single day, no matter what, bro. So I will continue fighting for this year. I will fight for my dreams. I want to create a world of impossibles, bro, and I will fight for my dreams. Thank you so much for watching. That's all for today, and I just want to say, one life, one shot.
Building millions. A serial entrepreneur with a net worth of over $500 million. Patrick founded Valuetainment, the
Okay, I'm still here, but I know that in the future I will make $1 million. Please subscribe. Subscribe to help me go to the moon. One life, one shot.